Everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Drawing with Jack. Here with a very special guest Lisa Green. We are glad to be here. I'm your host and friend Skip Marazi, of course. Here with Aaron Casbeal, the professor of comedy, and our illustrator Jack Haynes. Welcome to another fun night of hanging out and drawing with Jack. Lisa, how are you? How have you been?
I have been
Welcome back.
so great. I have been very busy all the time, just never ending, never stop. Oh, I am so great. How are you guys?
Yeah, it has been. It's been a while. I think I was surprised. I was like, man, who? I was kind of like looking at the guests we've been having. I was like, over the time we've been running the show, and I was like, dang, it's been. I can't even remember now, like 6 weeks. I think when I reached out to you since the last time we sat down and all talked, and yeah, we've been trying to catch up, but then it was just like you'd gotten so busy. Which great for you that you're getting a lot of work and
Yeah,
you're in your field at least, right?
yeah. I'm back on my academic bullshit, as it were. Yeah,
The
that it's
academic.
it's a, it is. Oh man, no, I say that jokingly. It's not bullshit. It is a very important line of work for me. Yeah, so I've been starting my big girl career, as it were, and I'm trying to get things off the ground in that area, and yeah, just have it so having to come up with a curriculum for a class I had technically never taught. I mean, a program I was familiar with, but technically class I had never taught before. Oh boy, I had to do that, already into the semester because you don't always get a lot of prep time. I've heard of like college instructors getting like told like a week before, like, oh, you're going to teach this gen ed class, and then they have to figure it out from there. But it's like
Well,
already into it. Okay, that's a lot. That's a lot. Let's do it. Let's do it, gang. We're gonna go into the abandoned building. We're gonna Scooby Doo our way through this academic year. It's gonna be great,
right.
and it's fine. So
Scooby Doo.
I've been handling it. It's fine. It's like my favorite. It's not my joke. That's an explosion joke. He's just like, so we Scooby Doo it into the door, and I love it so much. Just like I want to make that into just I love making things into like terms. Like just now that's a term. Like I'm gonna Scooby Doo my way in here. I'm gonna Scooby
Right.
Doo it into here.
Absolutely.
If
Um,
I'm
yeah,
making Aaron laugh, I'm doing something right.
yeah, exactly. You got the professor of comedy's approval. Um, yeah, but I know what you mean by the academia bullshit, where you're just like, um, I believe you can correct me if I'm wrong. This might not be your perception, but there's a certain idea that you're not necessarily involved in the real world, but like a smaller community of the real world. If is that kind of what you mean?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So I wouldn't say that that's necessarily my campus's deal. I mean, it's a deal no matter really where you go. Oh boy, I could talk all day about this. Really good.
Please.
But no, like it really no. So it totally depends on the type of campus. But yeah, there is sort of this like weird thing about like, oh, this is this 4 year like hallucination or something. Like it's not the real world. There's like this belief of like, oh, that's not the real world, and that goes on the other side of it too, of just like, hey, college is like the last time you're gonna live in a walkable community, and it's like
Exactly.
also that's like
And
really
all your
depressing.
friends will have the same schedule as you. Um, and
Yeah,
the pursuit of knowledge will be the highest goal. Um, just minor idealisms.
yeah, and yeah, so I kind of do like I look at it kind of like this beautiful little knowledge garden. So it's like this beautiful little
It's a
garden,
utopia.
perfectly cured.
Yeah,
Like I
yeah.
went to like a botanical garden, but it's just like also you could just go hiking, find something out there in the wild, make something of it, find all kinds of things. But it is like this curated little garden of things, nice and pretty. But yeah, no, when it comes to like the college experience, there's like this whole thing of like, oh, the college experience, like, and this is like a very profitable idea for a lot of universities, including Big Ten University right up the road from me. We will not speak of, but yeah, big time up there. Big time up there. Like they make a big load, like fat load of money off of selling some idea of like, oh, this is the college experience.
The
You
college,
know, like
that's,
it's
that's fair.
beautiful,
You go to any
like
college
a beautiful little
website,
vacation.
yeah, that's what they sell is the
That has
crowds,
a
the
side hustle.
beautiful campus, the blues, the greens.
Yeah, the sports team that has a side hustle of education.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
Yeah,
often.
basically.
Yeah, often. Right, the college experience. That's interesting. I hadn't noted that till you called it out, but you're 100%. I for other reasons, I've looked at a lot of college websites like across the United States, and that's very, very common. And I hadn't realized how common of a marketing tactic that was. It's just like the look of, college websites. But yeah, it's the college experience that they're selling.
Right. And like, so I've taken I've actually I've taken it twice at this point. I took the user experience class twice, so I've learned a little bit about this. But
Hmm.
when it comes to like the whole idea of like what is an experience, and like this is kind of what we do as like performers as well. We're trying to like curate and craft this experience. But when it comes to an experience such as the college experience, in big capital letters there. When it comes to something like that, or something maybe not as big as that in like terms of like a show of like what is this experience like, it's very subjective, so it totally does depend on like, okay, what are people bringing into it, like what kinds of
Okay.
things are you bringing to this experience, what mindset are you in when you come here, and we don't have control over that. Like as a show producer, you don't have control over like,
Right.
oh, what mindset are these people in when they come to the door.
Well,
But there's something
yes and
like
no with
you
marketing,
pay
right?
attention to that.
Right.
Yes, but like you don't have any control over like, oh, did they have a shitty day?
Right,
Did
right.
they have a bad day at work? Did they have a fight with their significant other? Like you don't have any control over like that stuff.
Fair.
You just have control over like what happens after they get into the door to a point. And so like there is this like, oh, taking something so incredibly subjective and trying to like streamline it into this like universal thing, right? And so there is that to the college experience as well of like, oh, we're trying to take this thing that's like, oh, this is a very, personal thing and making it into this thing we sell. Like we're trying to sell, like, here's the great time you're going to have. When you give us a whole lot of money,
A
you will
whole
go
lot
into
of money.
debt for such a great experience.
Right. A lifelong experience. In some ways, yeah, that is true. Some people, they meet the people that they spend the rest of their life with, or they start careers with from college. But that's not necessarily everyone's experience, and definitely not guaranteed.
No, no. No, and like I think that these bigger universities, they try really hard to make that into like some sort of universal. Like, yes, you will come here, you will make a bunch of friends, you'll make lifelong friends, you'll meet your significant other, you'll graduate, you'll get into a really good field, and everybody will know that you are a University of blah 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 alumni. And like, that does work out for some people, and we love to see it. But then there's also the people that slip through the cracks. I've heard so many stories from the University of up the road,
Right.
that like the people that like transfer in like from community colleges. So like I'm a big community college advocate. I was involved in the Honor Society for 2-year colleges for quite a while, way too long, way more than 2 years. And so I got really, really acquainted with like that type of student, that type of person.
Hmm.
And like what is it like when you say, hey, screw this, I'm gonna go do my own thing next home, knock my gen eds, get that out of the way, and then I'll transfer. Like the transfer students at the University of, they are having such a horrible time most of the time. Like they are so severely isolated. Like when you look at like the transfer student versus the first time in any college, that's the terminology.
Right. Why is that, do you
Yeah.
think?
It's a lot of. I think it's a lot of things. It's a lot of reasons. Is because like a lot of college programming is designed for like the college freshmen and getting them in the getting in at the ground floor,
Gotcha.
getting those people in and saying like, here's all the clubs that you need to join. Here's the roommate that you're going to be best friends with. And by the
So,
way, I've heard so many shitty roommate stories. So many shitty roommate stories. So many. Man, that does not work.
yeah, it seems
The
like
college
pairing with
roommate becoming your best
strangers
friend thing.
yeah, it was never really a good idea. Um, but also, okay, so I got you.
Yeah.
So everyone is socially 2 years ahead of the people who transfer in, and there's
Yeah.
a lot of cliques that they're not a part of because there's 2 years.
Yeah, and like it's I think it's also a matter of like it kind of takes you some time. Like I really think it takes you like a good 2 years to like really find your footing. Like, it's not just, oh, you come in as a freshman and then boom, bam, your life is already figured out for you. Like, I see that in my line of work because that's, I'm teaching all the little baby freshmen. And, like, they're isolated. They're having a hard time. They're having a rough time adjusting. They can't get their stuff together. They're, it's hard for them, too. It's not just, oh, they have their life figured out. No, these people are struggling. They're having a hard time. They all are. Everything. For every college student,
Yeah, for everybody. I mean, you just becoming an adult. You're expected to have all the responsibilities, but you have no knowledge really.
Yeah, and so there's a lot of like transitions going on then, and like this is college student development theory, like 100% is like there is just the sense of like, oh, not only are you like transitioning into like you're in college now as compared to high school. I talk about that all day. Like, what is it to be now in college versus high school? It's like, well, you're not in high school anymore. Now you're in college. And but it's more than that.
Right.
It's also like you're learning to become like an adult. You're kind of figuring out who you are as an adult away from your freaking parents, away from your hometown, and that comes with so many things. Like, and some of them, the worst part is like some of them are still going back. So like some of them are still like on the weekends, they're still going back home, and like that in itself is an experience. I always say that in terms of like that is hard, and I mean that in terms of like the students that are like gender non-conforming, students that are trans, like non-binary. What often happens with these, with queer students, and this is another thing I saw a lot of, is like they're one person on campus, they're developing this one identity on campus of like who they are, and then they have to like go back in the closet as soon as they go home, and they're back to their original name, that their birth name, dead name, whatever you want to call it, and they're just like doing this weird dual consciousness thing. So it's tricky. It's really tricky. Even when you are like newer, it's hard for them too. So that's why I say like I think my current theory is just like it does just take you 2 years, about 2 years to like just figure your crap out, figure out like where you situate yourself in this new environment. It takes at least a year. I think it takes at least a good year. And so, but if you transfer into a 4-year university after 2 years, well, you're graduated. Yay,
exactly.
Done.
You got yourself acclimated just in enough time for graduation.
Yeah, just in time to leave.
Yeah. So that's fair. But really, it is about getting that education. Make sure you have a degree. People can recognize you and trust you because at least you have that degree, right? I say to a group of people, I think Lucy, you're the only person in this chat who does have a degree. So,
is that the case?
Yeah, exactly.
College dropouts.
Yeah, with the college dropouts.
I don't know about you. I got my PhD in the hilarities. So.
Right.
That's right. I had this talk with you, and it's just like, well, the professor thing's kind of more of an ironic title.
Right. Yeah.
So
it gives me permission to tell the kind of smart jokes I really want to.
That's fair.
And I do profess things. So
you do indeed profess.
I mean,
sorry to take things away from the jokes for a second, but if you ever meet a real doctor and try to say that cause, they're gonna smack you down.
No, but at that point, actually, what we want for Aaron Cosville is that he's earned an honorable doctorate from some notable university. So people will have to be like, they just have to shake their fist and be like, "Why you rascal? You got away with it too,"
I've just been always going for my honorary degree,
right?
And that's one of my life goals.
Yeah, I used to have the name online, Dr. Haunty, and I have a roommate who has a friend that's a doctor. She's a psychologist.
An actual doctor.
She let me have it
because she
just for having a joke name. Online.
What was her argument that it was not fair for you to have the doctor in front of your name? What was her main offense?
Well, I mean, because it's just like it's some kind of affront to people that have actually earned it because they put in so much time, work, and money.
That was what I was wondering.
Well, you're just being smart because they put in their time, work, money, and you just said that you were.
Yeah, exactly.
And if you can convince other people you are.
Apparently, Dr. Oz, Dr. Phil, If you can just you can just convince people that you are
real fake doctors.
very
Real
fake,
doctors.
very real people.
Also a real thing. People will fake being an MD and try to operate on people. I mean, I was just listening.
Successfully.
Yeah, I don't know if you've been listening to Behind the Bastards.
Not in a while. I caught up to a lot of episodes and I was like, I like this guy's voice, but I've heard a lot of his voice. It's in my dreams now. But what you know how what I mean when you absorb a lot of media, it sort of becomes your worldview, like your brain like shifts into that pattern. And I love Robert Evans, but I just don't want to hear his voice dictating my thoughts. Or narrating.
That's fair.
Yeah,
that's fair. But they did something on some guy who he started a cult, but before he started a cult, he was going around, and this is like in the 1930s or 20s or something. So it's like long before you really needed to have like true credentials. Like people still couldn't quite like check like very quickly if you were a doctor. This guy just like pretended to be a doctor and just like said that he was a doctor and like got to actually like I don't know like do shit. I don't think he was like doing surgery, but I think he was like prescribing stuff to people, and he was like,
was he prescribing the right things?
No.
Okay. It was mainly bleach in the butthole. It was pretty much the only thing he was prescribing for everybody who was coming in. That's how they cut onto his ruse. No, but there was a guy in South America recently, within the last like 5 years. Who had a successful practice that had set up, and then when they finally looked into it, they found out that he had never gotten his degree. He was just looking at their symptoms and piecing it together, and after a while, he got the hang of it. And you know what I mean? And so he was like a trusted doctor, like in the community. But I can see how your friend's friend would be very upset about that guy calling himself a doctor, because she's like, God damn it, I actually paid all that money, and this guy over here read a couple of books and snapped a couple elbows in place, and all of a sudden he's a doctor?
And trusted.
Right, and trusted.
Loved in the community.
Yeah. Everybody was shocked when the story came out.
I think that's part of why I love Simpsons so much, because it's just like we have, in these great professions, we have like Dr. Nick Riviera, who is just an absolute whack, and then Lionel Hutz, attorney at law, who's both of them are just horrible at their jobs, and they're just miserable people.
Must have passed the bar. Theoretically.
Yeah, he had to pass the bar somehow, some way, to be working in a mall.
Like Dr. Nick could get a fake doctorate from somewhere.
CCF degrees, man. Like you don't have to, as long as you can pass a little bit, your degree counts the same as everyone else's.
Like my headcanon is that Lionel Hutz was just like that one guy who's just like just did like the right amount of Adderall or something, like just combined Adderall with like some other drug and like hit this elusive like beautiful brain state just in time for the bar, and then everything.
Yeah, that's fair. It never worked before.
Or he paid someone to take it for him.
Never worked afterward. That could be it. Yeah, he's slimy enough. He was like, yeah, just use this ID, wear this fake mustache.
No, money down. Still my favorite thing. Like one of my favorite jokes ever. But I'm an English nerd, so that would be just like, oh, they got this all wrong. They had to put a comma here. No, money down.
Oh, I see. Yeah, that is a funny joke. So that's awesome. I know you haven't had a whole lot of free time. What great forms of media have you discovered recently, Lisa?
So I just shot with I shot a podcast last week.
Oh, fun.
Tuesday. How does that happen? No, last week. So last week on Wednesday, we did a podcast with Jake Madison and Francisco B.
Nice.
And so we talked about So we just did this. So this came out and it's out there right now. We did a little podcast about Long Story Short, and then Zane came in for that for a couple minutes because I asked them to, and they were very high. and you can tell. This is the thing. But yeah, so I mean, it was mostly just me. It was just mostly me expressing my eternal, undying love for Raphael Bob Wexmen, as I love to do. So yeah, it was mostly just me. It's mostly me.
Raphael Bob Wexmen.
Yeah, the creator of Long Story Short, creator of BoJack Horseman. He's done a couple other things. But he's a brilliant writer. He's like absolutely brilliant, I think. And just everything that I've seen him do, and I read his book, and like I talked about his book on Shelley Smith's Reads and Weeds podcast. So if you want to go listen to that, because I just love his work. Like so, like everything. There's just he gets at this like very very relatable, like just that little pinnacle point between like tragedy and comedy. That little place of like human realism, like somehow he like sticks the landing right there, and then can still, and then can still just go like Macarena into absurdism of like what the fuck is that?
When you wear rose-colored glasses, every flag looks like a red.
Yeah, all the red flags just look like flags.
All the flags just look like flags. Yeah. Quotable, very quotable. I think I was going through some terrible relationship breakup at that time when I was watching BoJack Horseman, and as you should be. That's why that show exists. And not even a huge fan of the guy from the show that he originally appeared on with the whole big family.
Breaking Bad. Arrested Development.
That's the one. Thank you. I apologize. This is the 20 questions with Skip Marazzi.
I thought you were talking about Todd Chavez for a minute. So I'm like, oh yeah, Aaron Paul. Yes, this man. I know.
Oh yeah, Aaron Paul. But yeah, the guy who does BoJack Horseman's voice.
Oh yeah, Will Arnett.
Yeah, thank you. And like he does a solid delivery, but it's always that same tone. But there's something about the way that the writing is that even he can't really make it bad. And you're right, it's a tragic comedy where they're walking the line of like what human realism feels like. Of course, being presented with animals and humans all mixed together normally.
Yeah, and that's that would be Lisa Hannawalt, who is the artistic director of BoJack Horseman. She does all the art, and so like I mean that was like her thing. That was like her whole idea. And so that's why it's all animals for just no reason. Everything's animals and animal humor and just so love that. I love her. I'm sad that she and Adam come over and no longer dating. I'm very upset about this. I'm the only person in the world upset about this fact.
So I guess so his new show, I would look into it. Long story short, I would be interested in it from that point of view. That's
You're breaking up bad. You're breaking up bad, Skip.
Oh, I'm Aaron Pauling right now.
Yeah.
You've been to robot stage.
All right.
We should come up with like a nick. Oh yeah, much better. We should come up with a nickname for like they caught some kind of itis or something when they like the robot itis. Or...
You caught the Borg-itis.
Oh, like right, yeah, exactly.
It sounded like dial-up over there.
Yeah. Thankfully, those days are over.
Caught AOL.
Jeez, yeah, yeah.
Hey, I thought I had 1,000 free hours.
It's after 6 o'clock where I am, so they should be free.
Yeah.
Aaron is using old AOL discs to
Yeah, exactly. You just see me switching it out, giving them a new email address. Hey, hang on, you guys.
Yeah.
Skip Marazzi 1347 at AOL.com.
Hang on, I gotta go download my ringtones from the Singular store.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh wow. We really
I'm just gonna go on MIRC.
Oh man, people selling ringtones.
Can't tell anyone?
Yeah.
I remember accidentally using the internet one time on a phone and panicking because I was like, "Oh my god, it's gonna be so expensive! What have I done?"
You Guys, remember that one time we accidentally used the internet? Oh boy, I sure am glad we didn't get hooked to that stuff.
Right. Well, no, it's like it's all day, every day. It's not like an extra cost, just that my attention span keeps getting shorter and shorter. No big side effects that I've noticed.
What'd you say?
Exactly.
Surprise! The internet was an eldritch fey creature the entire time, and you have entered into a contract in which you sell your attention! I believe it.
So that it has it on the other side. Lisa,
It'll
have you...
be FAOL.
Wow, I almost went to a different topic and we could have missed this beautiful.
Guys, remember we were talking about Will Arnett? That was fun.
That was pretty fantastic. Lisa, do you know about the podcast, the telepathy tapes?
I know about no podcasts ever. I try not to know about podcasts.
Okay, that's interesting.
Good call. Very good call.
It's less of a podcast than the usual, like, hey, we're talking about stuff, and more of a kind of like a, I don't know, like a deep dive expose on a topic. Very well organized. Yeah, I think you could appreciate. Each episode has like a specific point, and then organizes like interviews around that point. And it's split into 10 different episodes for a season, and it builds up to its like conclusion. So I would highly recommend it for like a number of different reasons. Storytelling being one of them, being good journalism is the second one, and then the third one is it's actually like about telepathy and about neurodivergence and how they're tapping into like the collective subconscious of what humanity is. Yeah, so anyway, I just got through the first season. I've been kind of listening to them obsessively for the last couple weeks, and highly recommended, guys, if you haven't heard them.
This is like the weird shit that I browse on Reddit at like 3 a.m. when I can't sleep.
Yeah, and here's the weirdest part about it, and you might think that it's like I don't know, maybe like I got too like pilled or whatever with it, but all of it's like real legit science. And so like, and it's like backed up by like not just like one person's account, but like a bunch of people's account.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's just like this. It's interesting that it's not, and they talk about why people don't want it to get out. But it's it's definitely worth a listen. I was connecting that into the thought that how we are probably all connected into like that idea of like because you said like the internet's like an eldritch horror, right? And I had to start that by saying like, so I've been listening to this, so that's where this thought is coming from. But like we're kind of like the deep subconscious is something that like we're tapped into. And like one of the things that they introduce in the telepathy tapes is there's this idea that the purpose of the three-dimensional world is to continue to explore new ideas, so it adds to the collective unconscious of knowledge. And so, right? And so like a fae might want to stop us from doing that by giving us something that's only like keeps our attention so that we don't explore ideas. Whew. That's a very autistic.
You got all of this from a dumb joke that I made.
Yeah, that was that's what I was like. Hey, you want me, guys? You want a side quest with me on a real dark topic that's gonna go weird places? Because that's what I could bring to a conversation, if nothing else.
Oh man, no, I love that. One of my favorite like working theories of the universe is like the whole all of God has dissociative identity disorder, and we're all just alternate personalities.
Yep.
We are the universe experiencing itself, basically. Like that's one of my favorite like what the fuck theories of the world.
Well, it actually, I mean, this is one of the things that it collects into, but it's also this idea that God itself is a collective soul, and so like. It exists in all these fractured parts. They're a fractured but whole, you know.
That was a nice one.
Yeah, I had to back up a little bit to make sure.
Butthole.
Yeah, to make sure that I really slipped that in properly. Um,
I'm a child, sorry.
yeah, I know, right? Like I was like, Lisa, you're gonna love the second one I've got lined up for you. Um, but that's the idea. Like that, it's like all these pieces coming together, and that collection is what makes up the bigger entity. And so like yeah, and so in ways it does. And then when we burst into like this three-dimensional world, we agree to forget for a time for reasons. So we can explore ideas, and we take those back with us into the realm when we go back into the collection of what the God is. Um, I was thinking it's very interesting how it's like what Aaron has been talking about, there being like a world underneath the world as far as like in the lore of Cox in space. But what they're describing there is super similar to what Aaron's been talking about the lore of Cox in space. So I've been jokingly saying that he's been channeling the lore, not making it up, because it's like weirdly specific sometimes where we're both like, what the fuck does this mean? And so like and stuff like that where I'm like, Aaron, where did this idea come from for you? For like I don't
I mean,
know.
like reality is a sphere, uh,
And did you guys
and
see
God's
recently?
at the
Sorry.
center. Just outside of that, he would have created something just like the heavenly realms. Outside of that would be the darkness, and the crust where everybody lives is the universe. Uh,
Just like the Earth is a sphere, reality and all the universe is spherical and compressed on itself. Um,
Ooh, we love a good multiverse cosmology.
right, yeah,
You're
and
gonna say we love a
yeah,
good
it,
crust.
it makes sense.
We love a
Yeah,
good crust.
a good crust. I mean, the multiverse crammed into that space too, from all the different dimensions that it can fit into, as well as probably spherical. Do you guys see this discovery recently that NASA believes that it's mathematically possible that we're actually our reality is inside of a black hole, and that's what's causing the
Yes, I saw that.
stretching of time space. And I was like, oh yeah, so we're experiencing spaghettification. Like that kind of makes sense why time would feel linear, right?
yeah.
Because we're in a
Yeah.
black hole.
Because we're getting pulled through. Yeah, we're getting pulled through at one frame at a time. And so we're like, why is there so much suffering? Why is this agonizing? Is because like we hit the surface like a long time ago, and we're like aging generationally through it like one strand at
Yay.
a time. Yay! Right?
Hey, we're in a reality is an event. Uh,
Yeah, I mean that's kind of the thing, right? Like that's the thing about space-time is they're like that's why time travel is like scientifically doesn't seem plausible is because like time space doesn't have a physical location. It's an explosion of something. Um, and so we experience it for the moment that it exists and we can think about it and but like it's just occurring.
Well, three-dimensionally, time, it's only one. It's only one direction.
Right,
Like
moving
if
one
we
direction.
were
That's what I was
fourth
thinking like
dimensional,
yeah.
like yeah, like if we were fourth dimensional, like maybe time would be more like a sidewalk. That I mean, maybe it goes in one direction, but like we can walk it because it's like another dimension that we can like length that we can like go. But because as a three-dimensional being with time, like we're sort of like all three-dimensional space is like inside of the dimension of time. Like it's not like parallel above or below or anything like that. So, um,
Time is another dimension.
I mean, yeah, kind of. But the really crazy thing about black holes, though, is that as you go toward a singularity in a black hole, space and time switch roles. So that's like a crazy thing when you like really have it explained to you to think about, where it's like time can become like the area that you are in, and then space becomes an event that you are like going towards. And that's
and
why I
that's
mean,
when
like,
you get and that's when you get Ringo being the lead singer instead of the drummer.
I mean, yeah, definitely things get flipped on their head. I mean, but the science of like what happens when you go like
What?
inside of a black hole, or like what a black hole does to time,
If
is
Ringo was
really
the
fascinating
lead
because
singer of that band, it would have been called the Beatles, but it would have been had two E's in the name. So it would have made sense and not been like a weird play on words because he would have been way more logical about it. Also, there would have been more beetle costumes, as in actually dressing up as cockroaches and stuff as part of the shtick.
He would have done that because he's a very goofy person.
That's that's the run.
The original Mr. Conductor before you get George Carlin.
You know what my favorite law of the universe is?
What's that?
Yes. What?
That no matter where you are, if you're in any group of people, somewhere in there is a neurodivergent person who's obsessed with black holes.
I'm just obsessed with space. Space is extremely scary.
Right.
If there's one thing that I'm
space.
obsessed with, if there's one thing I'm obsessed with, it's neutrinos. Like, does anybody know anything about neutrinos?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, way better than the old neutrinos.
They're better than negative trinos, but they're kind of a bummer to be around compared to positive trinos. No,
You're pro trino?
Like they're particles from the very beginning of the formation of the universe when the universe finally cooled and released all the energy, the cosmic microwave background was created. Neutrinos started flying everywhere. They're super tiny. They're so massless that they can actually do shit against light. I don't know. I'm not a scientist, but it's just neutrinos.
Wait, hang on.
And they're everywhere.
Jack.
We are being penetrated by neutrinos right now.
You're
There's an
saying-
entire giant fucking wave of neutrinos just bathing the entire solar system at all times. But they're so small and they can travel through. You just can't feel them. But they're everywhere. They're all around us right now. I mean, it's just when you talk about us being connected on levels that we can't understand. I mean,
Right.
there are actual physical particles that we know of that we can barely interact with that literally do connect us because they're just traveling through us at all times.
Right.
But I don't know. That's one thing. Just sometimes it is really fascinating and just makes me really happy. Sometimes it makes me absolutely terrified. Holy shit, I'm being bathed in neutrinos right now. Anyway, it's just.
I'm gonna go take a neutrino breath.
Right.
Nothing like some hot, steamy neutrinos. Warm the cockles of my existence.
Wow. And they do, actually. They are warming your cockles. But it seems like, since they've been around since the beginning of the universe, they're not neutrinos, more like old trinos, wouldn't you say?
They're
Old trinos, more like. Oh.
We get bathed in them old trinos, just like how Grandpappy used to do.
The universe is strings and shrimps is bugs.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So, fun times. Yeah, so that it might be right. Yeah, exactly. Like that, the neutrinos could be the connection, the cosmological connection between all things.
Or some other particle that we haven't discovered. I mean, we're still discovering. They discovered the Higgs boson a few years ago, and they still are that's still reverberating down through quantum physics. But there's tons of particles that we think we know, but we don't know. We don't know what dark matter is. We don't know what dark energy is. Only 5% of the universe, or 5 or 6% of the whole universe is baryonic matter, the shit that makes up, solids, liquids, gases, and plasma. And then the rest of the universe, 95% of the fucking universe is a kind of matter that we know absolutely nothing about. I mean, it's just, I don't know.
If you do add it to food, though, you get if you add dark matter to food, it increases their density, and thus makes Pussy Paradise fall into a gravity well.
That's and reach true heaven, as we've discovered. Lisa, you had an interjection to dark matter being something.
Futurama has rotted my brain because it's just that's that shit that Nibbler eats.
Yeah.
No, it's that shit that Nibbler shits.
Yeah, he shits that dark matter.
It's the shit that Nibbler shits.
Fair.
I haven't watched Futurama in a long time.
It hasn't gotten good. It's Hulu and it's bad. It's okay. It's bad. It's okay. It's bad.
It's okay.
There are worse things it could be, but it's not good.
There's a thing about good shows that if they're no longer good, even if they're okay, they're bad. I think that's what you're kind of pointing out with this show with
Yeah,
Futurama.
it was just so good, and then it's just like I guess this is fine, you know. I
Right.
guess.
Yeah.
Better than other that exist. So
Yeah.
I can't think of anything else to watch. I guess I'll watch some Futurama.
That's fair. And as far as comfort
hipster
shows,
tune.
they're delivering the comfort.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so that.
We keep talking about space. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. No, and you want to keep talking about space. Hey, Jack, speaking of space, what is the creature that exists in the absolute darkness of space? It's a microscopic creature. It's also referenced on Star Trek.
The
Something grade.
Tardigrade?
Tardigrade. Okay, so
Tardigrades.
Not that it exists in the darkness of space. It can exist in the darkness of space for a long
So it
time.
probably does.
where does it normally exist?
Actually, it normally exists in extreme environments, like oceanic volcanic vents. Underground in regular volcanic vents. What are those pools? Those really salty hot spring pool places?
Interesting.
I can't remember what they're called. But yeah, like extreme environments, extreme locales. But they can survive. They can desiccate themselves. They can remove all moisture from their body and enter a state that makes them near impervious to anything, even radiation.
Wow.
Which is, I mean, yeah. But I mean, you can't. They can't be like macro scaled. Is the thing. Like in Star Trek, they had like macro scaled tardigrades, which is just like not a thing. Because once you get so complex, you become a lot more vulnerable to things like radiation, heat, radiative heat. So yeah.
Right. Yeah, their bodies is better at that very small scale, and that's why it's able to resist all those things, right? Like, because this is in percentage to the overall mass, way less work.
Partially, yeah. Like I don't know the entire reason behind why they're able to do it, but yeah, the scale is a huge reason why they. It is a huge part.
And we have lost
but-
Lisa. She has gone. I was about to ask her if she was willing to desiccate herself to avoid radiation. But
Aren't we all?
I mean, right? These are the big questions. Oh wait, sorry. She just muted herself, and now she's heard everything that we've said. I will be waiting for an answer when you return, though, Lisa.
Religion was invented to keep teenage boys from desiccating.
Wow.
Fun fact.
Stinking teenage boys.
It's always the teenage boys.
It's always the
Always
teenage
blame
boys.
them.
Well, it's medieval times, and people are living in close quarters with each other, and they're like, "How do I get my goddamn kids and all his cousins to stop everywhere?"
I mean, they're gonna desiccate. You
young.
got a bunch of kids living together.
Yeah, if they're gonna be desiccating, we may as make them feel guilty about it. Or was it, they're like, now that it's a sin, you have to describe to me in detail what you did, my son.
In excruciating detail.
Excruciating. Slower.
I'm just gonna be behind this priest screen where you can't see what I'm doing.
Yeah, exactly.
Why are you calling
This priest screen that priests have.
Yeah, the priest screen. It's like coming out the closet because literally, look, these guys. They coming out that closet together.
They built a closet. They had one and they built another one.
They built another one. Where are you gonna keep all these robes?
Like, no, it's under closet.
Right.
We need more closets in the house of God.
Right. It's all closets in the house of God.
It's all closets all the way down.
That kind of sounds like a Radiohead song, actually. It's all closets in the house of God.
Like I can see, I can totally hear that. Like something melancholy.
You were doing yeah, that synth beat in the back. That was exactly the sound.
Yeah.
I was like, how do I even introduce the Radiohead song? You're already doing it. Like, and then something, yeah, melancholy. Tom York is like, blah, blah, blah.
I'm
Yeah,
a desiccator.
yeah.
I'm a weirdo.
If you're not getting horny about church things, you're not goth enough yet.
Right, exactly.
I didn't know that was a god thing. They're horny about church.
They're just horny in general, and they want church to be adjacent.
Okay. I'm learning about goths. I never went through a goth phase, so I never got my chance to learn it.
Bro, that's unfortunate, I guess.
I know.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, don't make fun of me. I never went through a goth phase. I thought this was a safe space. Okay, I'm just sharing.
I was just going to point out that some people still stay in their goth phase. So they're putting in time for you. It wasn't a phase that became their lifestyle. So instead of passing through it, they took up your mantle. So next time you see a goth
Not a
person,
phase, Mom.
yeah, exactly. Just thank them for the service that they're doing on your behalf.
No, I exclusively hang out with dudes. No, it's fine. I exclusively hang out with dudes that wanted to have a goth phase but didn't.
Oh,
okay.
Every single one. It's astounding.
That is. They wanted to have the black hair and they couldn't because their parents wouldn't let them.
No, you go back and watch your Star Trek like a good boy.
That is what my parents told me when I tried to go through my goth phase. They're like, take that makeup off and go watch Mr. Picard.
Spock phase. That's where you're going.
Yeah, exactly. Go have your Captain Sisko phase.
Yeah, exactly. You will never make the academy with this behavior.
And you'll be giant.
Yeah. Speaking of Star Trek, has anybody been watching the new series?
Yeah, please somebody catch me up.
New series? Oh God.
Which is going on? What do you say? Oh God! First of all, which one's going on?
Strange New Worlds.
Okay.
Is that a new season 3?
Gotcha. And Lisa,
I need to catch up on that one.
Your response is, "Oh God." Not living up to it.
I'm just like that. It will never stop. We will continue to build the Galactic Federation. It's never going to end.
Oh.
They just jumped to the 30th or the 32nd century, didn't they? With Star Trek, the new one,
Discovery.
Academy.
Oh.
Yeah, because in Discovery they jumped to the 32nd century, and we're kind of stuck there. And I think they did that because we were getting too close. We were tripping up too much with history and stuff, so they wanted to jump so far ahead that it's going to take a long time to catch up with
with reality.
Makes sense, yeah. And
then everything's fucked, and we don't want to touch this with a 10-foot pole. So 500 years in the future, it is.
Exactly. Pretty much, yeah.
May as well.
But no, the Strange New Worlds is good in my opinion. I think it's.
Yeah.
I mean, the new season wasn't as good as the second season, and again, just my personal humble opinion, but it was still enjoyable. I enjoyed it a lot.
The musical was amazing.
The musical was amazing, dude. K-pop fucking Klingons? Are you kidding me? More K-pop fucking Klingons, dude. Yeah.
Speaking of which, Lisa will have to send you the script for the musical.
Yes.
There is. I'm surprised we haven't. What? Okay, well that's right. We haven't been able to catch up in a while. Chloe has a very fantastic song that gave me chills the first time I heard Aaron sing it. So I'm sure.
Oh boy.
Yeah. No, it's fun. It's the things we've been talking about where struggling with what is real to Chloe, like being inside a machine. Also now. Yeah, now that I'm thinking about it, it's so interesting how it's kind of a connection between like nonverbal autistic people and the feeling that they have as well. Um,
Ooh.
yeah.
Aaron, Aaron, I'm sorry. I'm trying to get this enamored look. Can we just like look at Richard right?
Take a I mean, that is really,
Look,
yeah. He's about to
Let's see if
dog
I can.
whistle. Yeah.
Let's see if I can. Let's see if I can recreate it here.
Yeah.
oh my god, oh my god. I shot a skit with Dave Crumbly in Toledo, and like there was a point where he made that face at me, and I fucking. Thankfully, I was not in the shot, so I was able to just silently lose my shit.
I feel like if anybody makes this face at somebody, it should be considered kind of a crime, maybe. I don't know.
I consider it a high honor.
Yeah, he's just like, oh my god.
Well, he also, yeah, he just got the news. It also kind of matches his comb. You know how he said his comb was kind of a mess? The way that his eyes look all googly-eyed like that, like, it goes to that whole, he just got whispered to, she's like, meet me in your dressing room. He's like, oh, what? He's shook, even though he's trying to play it off as cool.
He's shook. It makes me like,
yeah, exactly.
So cool.
Yeah, I'm keeping it. It's fine, we're keeping it.
Yeah, I am fine with it. It is real fun. Yeah. Yeah, we were discussing whether or not how weird it is to be front facing because he's a prey animal and not a predator. And I think for this very occasion of that expression, I think we can get away with it. Anyway, yeah, so Chloe's experience of being connected to the world but not being actually in the world, is like, so yeah, we were hoping for the development of Chloe, and so it is
But you
happening
get
in this
her,
musical
her own
episode.
world inside the love drive.
Yeah, we discovered where she
interesting.
lives. Speaking of the love drive,
Hey.
yeah, there's Richard eyeing the love drive as he yells "Bacock."
Just taking a look at how I did Peter's shirt before.
So there's a nice man spread going on there.
Yeah, like
Oh yeah,
the match
got
spread of
to.
the captain's
I mean, you see how wide I made the chair looks like so weird
It's
because I made it
custom
wide
made.
for the man spread
It's
specifically.
custom made for the man.
It's specifically wide to emphasize the cock and the cockiness.
Just man spread.
You know, Cloaca needs a little air every once in a while, so let her breathe.
Yeah, gotta breathe.
Yeah,
Gotta breathe.
gotta breathe. But yeah, no, that's just so funny. It was on a Star Trek episode. It was actually Voyager, because it was specifically about where they were dealing with the little pixie girl getting kidnapped. And the way that they decide to help her escape is by blowing up a bunch of barrels of water. Anyway, so in the commentary for that episode, the makers were talking about how sometimes you write something on the page and it exists on the page, and then you see how it turns out in real life, and you're like, it's just like this totally different thing. Anyway, so I'm laughing about I custom made the chair so Peter could man spread in the captain's chair. Which is
So you said the commentary. So is that like on the DVD or Blu-ray or?
Yeah, there's
or
gonna
actually-
be. It's gonna be great.
yeah.
But
You asked about the
I
commentary
fucking
for this
heard.
show, where it's going to be, or
where it's gonna be?
Yeah, where's that?
Yeah,
are
actually.
you talking about
that's
where I
it's
heard the
gonna come.
commentary for the Voyager?
Yeah, that is what I meant.
I think it was probably, I saw a YouTube video, is what I'm guessing. That's kind of what the memory's pulling up, a YouTube video of the commentary of Voyager, I'm guessing. And it was probably Rick Bergman, I'm also guessing there, who was talking, because it was like the creators of the show, behind the scenes sort of thing.
Gotcha.
But
Rick Berman, he's like had kind of a falling off in the fan community because of behind the scenes like talk from people like Will Wheaton.
Will Wheaton.
Seven of Nine. Who played Seven of
Quentin.
Nine? I can't remember her name right now.
Jerry
Ryan.
Jerry Ryan.
Jerry
Yes, Jerry
Yeah.
Ryan.
Ryan.
And Terry Farrell.
Okay.
Yeah, they've all got like some things to say about Rick Berman and his proclivities.
Ooh.
You know,
He
especially Terry Farrell. I mean, she did not really. I don't think she really enjoyed his commentary about her body.
No, I don't like this.
Right. Yeah. Where
I
he's
mean,
like,
listen, I love Star Trek.
No
so
bueno.
I'm not trying to
Yeah.
knock it, but definitely look that up. And I mean, you know, it is. It's not pretty, but you know, at least they're in a different place now, and I'm glad that there's a lot of actual like fan discussion around how the show is moving forward. Like a lot of people were not as necessarily happy with Discovery. Discovery did have some issues, but seeing the kinds of issues that people had with it, like some people arguing that it was like too woke. Have you seen Star Trek?
it's so weird. Yeah. I mean, you're talking about Star
Right.
Trek. Yeah, which is
My
push.
problem with
Not possible for
Discovery
Star Trek
was
to be
that it was too dark. Like,
Yeah.
because I like Star Trek for its hopefulness of the future, and it
Mhm.
wasn't.
That's fair. Yeah.
Like, so
It's pretty
that's
grim.
We wanted to believe.
Yeah.
like Star Trek is the only utopian future in any fiction that I've ever seen. And if
Yeah.
you can name something else, with a
I'm
hopeful
really.
future
We
for
all
humanity,
paused because we
I'd
were
love
all
to
trying
hear
to
it.
think of all of
Demolition
our.
Man is sitting right there. Demolition Man is sitting right there.
We have Taco Bell waiting for all of us anytime we're hungry.
And we have to
Oh,
learn
man.
to use shells.
And the three seashells, my man. So
Oh,
when
man,
we
I am such Star Trek baby. Like I only more recently decided to pick up on like watching some Next Generation. Partially because the bar I go to here, like one of my favorite bars, like they'll just randomly be playing Star Trek for no fucking reason
hell
whatsoever.
yes,
And it's like
you
my
don't
favorite
need
thing
a
ever.
reason.
Yes.
Great
Yes.
bar.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
Yes, great
Yeah.
bar. And so like literally like the more recently I was just like sitting there in my inebriated state as one does, right? And so like
At a
I'm just
bar,
kind of
yeah.
like idly watching this, and I'm just like, is that a fucking trombone? Does this motherfucker have a trombone?
Yeah,
Why
of
does he
course,
have a
Riker
trombone?
has a trombone.
Fuck yes, Riker's
Who
got a
is
trombone.
this man? And it's like, oh, his actor just plays the trombone. And they just threw that in. God damn
Yeah,
it.
yeah. No, Peter is absolutely Riker. We haven't found out what dumb instrument he plays, but we will.
My bonus saxophone. I might be biased. I play it.
Oh, actually, yeah, big like whatever the big saxophone is. That
Very
would be
sax, yes.
yeah, that would be hilarious.
Please.
And he just drags it out. And he's just playing it. Yeah. Because the man spreading thing comes from Riker. You know, the way he sits in the chairs and like he's always like he's always pulling at his suit and everything like that. It's the joke about just the Shatner Riker, the manliest man, captain. He's just a big, So anyway, that's the. So yeah, so no Next Generation for you, huh? That's really the era of hope. I would give you that. Like it's definitely like science is awesome. Like we can achieve cool things as humanity, and that's that's what I hope to bring with Cox in Space. Also, it's just we bring hope.
Yeah, there is hope. There is hope, everyone. I swear it.
Yeah, and people need to be saying that more in dark times than ever, because it's easy to believe that it's just time to give up instead. But that's when the motherfuckers win. And the only way you can beat them is with the thing that they don't have, which is hope, which outlasts everything.
Indeed.
I really thought that was gonna be a hot topic, but there's only so many things you can say except for yes, right? Like I don't feel that right now. Why don't you shut up, Skip? You carry the torch of hope, you motherfucker. You be happy when it's raining shit on your parade.
I
Tell us about hope, Skip. Yeah.
This needs to be depressing more.
Yeah,
On the top,
yeah.
they need more depressing shit. Let's talk about Depeche Mode.
Yeah, right. Well, that's the thing about hope, right? Like,
Wow,
is that
that had to be a
Back to
joke.
synthesizers and horniness in church.
seriously
Oh, I
though?
was gonna
Oh,
say
I mean,
Depeche,
I just went to on
Depeche Mode is
Sunday.
definitely depressive sometimes.
Oh man, you're either depressed or you're horny. There's no in between.
Wow. Actually, I
They're
need
my
to
favorite
jump in
people.
on that
Those are actually
commentary
my
right there. Depressed or horny, there's no in between because I'm going to call out this is a behind the scenes podcast with Cox in Space. We are here with Drawing with Jack as he's working on the concept art for page 4. So we're here with Lisa Green, our guest, and she is obviously depressed and horny, as you would be.
Depressed and horny,
Yeah, depressed and horny,
as one would be.
as you would be in Scorpio, as we are. So welcome to that. Here with Skip Marazzi, your host
Oh,
and
you can't
friend.
see it.
Jack
see it.
Haynes, is that a bull, a dog?
It is a
Do you want
hairy
to
coup.
do you want to drop it into the chat? Which is like
Yeah, I'll drop it into the
you're being
chat.
such a boomer right now. But like,
What is that? I couldn't see anything.
let me send you a Xerox copy by mail, and
No, I'm
you
gonna
tell
fax.
me.
I'm gonna fax you. I'm
I'll
gonna
fax it over.
Let me
What a
get on my
boomer.
rotary phone.
This picture was only blue and orange, so I thought that it would come through in the thing.
It,
Of course it didn't.
you would think, yeah, no, yeah, maybe it combines to be. Anyway, if you want to find out more about what we do, you can go to coxinspace.com. That's coxinspace.com. Check it out up there. Come join the Discord. We have the stage set up now, so you can come hang out in the audience. You don't have to join the conversation. You can just listen to the shenanigans. You can also connect with the Facebook if you want to be on the show. Reach out to Aaron Cosbiel and be like, hey, you're a cool person. I'm a cool person. I do interesting things. Let's talk about it. And we'll be happy to talk to you about it. This stream is gone.
Aaron is a cool person.
And he is a cool person. He's
Yeah.
pretty easy to talk to. You just post about the things you want to talk about on that group. And then also you can join the crew. You can just go to our website, coxinspace.com, click join the crew. You can pick whether or not you want to be a cadet, a science officer, a bridge officer, start contributing to the show, help us get it to you faster, cooler, and with more effects as we get animators involved and we begin working on it more full-time. So you can make that happen by joining the crew and make that happen. Any of the ways helps us out. Coming on Discord, liking, sharing our YouTube, clicking the notification bells and subscribing. All of those things are great. And financially supporting us helps us as well. So thank you guys for all the stuff that you have done. Big shout out to Jomo, who is our longest running and biggest supporter. So we're a big fan of you as well. And we're back to the show with Lisa Green and Jack Haynes. John and Jack.
Oh, are we back? I was like, are we ending? What are we doing?
This is this is the big wind up to be like, hey, let's continue talking. I kind of like to throw that in the middle so that we have a good ending instead of the blah ending of all the shout outs. So it's kind of here-ish instead.
Blah.
Yeah. Nothing's less fun than that, but now we have more time to wind back up because how is
But how
Scorpio
will they
doing
know
for
to
you?
share, like, and subscribe, and hit the notification bells?
Right. Well, you do. I mean, I just want to call it. It does help us out a lot. We've been growing as a channel, and so we appreciate the people who've been doing that. So, yeah, all of those things. We were a wee channel, and we're still on the small-ish side, but we are steadily growing. So, Lisa, how is Scorpio treating you? Not to be
Oh, is that what we're blaming? We're blaming Scorpio?
too personal. Yeah, I mean, if you're feeling a little depressed and
going
sexy, that definitely sounds like Scorpio's fault.
Oh yeah. No, I am a Scorpio moon, so I am like fucking
Same.
neck deep in that shit.
Same. Yep. Manifest through other things, but deep down in the heart, yep, sexy and depressing.
Yeah.
So kind of like you're in home turf right now. Jack, did you stop sharing your screen?
Check it.
Yeah, it looks
Yeah.
like he was like, "Hey guys, you guys see this picture?" And then he was abducted.
The blue and the orange got him.
They got him. It's the picture's so
They got
powerful. Oh, bro, look at this cow though. Ha. Okay, I'm not sure.
That's pretty horny.
Ha.
But
There, yeah, there you go. Jack, was that the joke that you were going for? Nope, nope. He just he just wants to leave us horny and hanging. Um,
I can hear you
I
right
hear
now.
you.
oh, okay. So I only me.
Yeah.
Um, I can see your lips moving. I'm gonna disconnect. I'll be right back.
Oh boy, tech issues. Oh boy.
it's very horny. That's why I shared it, because we talked about being horny. It has
Yay.
2 big horns, so
Yay, I got it.
I know.
I
ruined
understood the
everything.
reference.
I
I
ruined
get the
everything
Yay.
by trying to be funny. I shouldn't try to be funny.
I'm
I should just draw.
included.
I should just draw.
No, I'm just like I'm just happy that I got it. I'm like, oh boy, I saw what you were putting down.
Thank you, guys.
Yay!
I understand things.
Yeah.
Good job, Lisa. Picked up that one. Knocked out the park.
I did.
Welcome back, Skip.
Yeah, thank you. It's great to be welcome back onto your show as a guest. It's been a long time. I think that one of the things that I've been meaning to talk to you about for a while, Jack, actually, about my news experience is, did I tell you about how I went down to South America and got abducted by aliens? Because, damn, I mean, well, first of all, it wasn't like it was an accident, right? Like I got the signal first that I was supposed to go down there and go, but then I didn't really heed the call until my entire life fell apart. And then at that point, I was like, well, fuck it, I may as well go because it's still a few weeks before the date. And so I hitchhiked down there to South America, where I got among it's the name translates to Snake River people, but it sounds better in Spanish. I just can't remember how you say it in Spanish, so you're just gonna have to deal with that. Anyway, it was like a couple nights after I arrived there, I got really, really sick, and that's when they came for me. Because even though it was supposed to be a couple nights later that they were gonna actually do the like pickup and abduction, because I was like on death's door, they made an exception. Which proves, if you remember my point from the last time that I was on your show, that it proves that they actually have like a control over time and space itself, and they get the news before it even occurs. I'm just talking about like a metaphysical connection between our brains and the aliens. Anyway, thanks for having me on your show. I appreciate it every time I get to come on, and I will catch you guys, sometime soon, hopefully. Hopefully. All right.
Good night.
Good night. Good night. All right. Yeah. So no, that's what I would be if I was your guest, Jack. So sometimes you should invite me on to be your guest.
I should. No, that was compelling. We should have you on.
That
I want to hear more about you being abducted in South America.
That guy in South America. Oh man, yeah. Those are actually, that's what I want to shout out to the people who are like, I don't know, should I reach out to them and see if I can be a guest? I'm like, yes, like especially if you're gonna tell stories kind of like that, like just give me the rodeo of what it's gonna be. Speaking of which, I did just book Bobby Whitney again for December. He's making time for us to come back on and give us the Bipolar Rodeo 4. So.
Oh boy, yeah, that sounds like that was like a Bobby story.
Yeah. Does it sound like you're like, whoa, where are all these very specific details coming from? And then you're like, I don't know how this is connecting to what he said in the beginning, and then it does, and you're like, oh my God. Yeah,
He's a very interesting man.
You have to hold on for the ride. Like you will not get the full appreciation, in my opinion. You don't get the full appreciation of Bobby Whitney if you bail too soon, um, because his stories, are they're an experience to experience. Lisa, do you like films?
Sure.
Do you know the director
I enjoy films.
Darren Aronofsky?
No.
No, you don't enjoy him at all. Do you know who he is?
I know nothing about anything. I am
Okay.
very baby when it comes to films. I don't
Okay.
see a lot of
I know
movies.
nothing.
That was
I do
fair.
nothing, and I know nothing, and I see nothing, and I am living in Plato's cave all day long.
The Whale, The Wrestler,
fair enough.
Fountain,
Those shadows
Requiem for
are
a Dream.
Yes,
amazing.
yes. Pi, of course. The
Pi.
Wrestler, The Fighter. Yeah. Anyway, so he's one of those guys that most of the time in his films you don't get him at first, but people will always recommend, and I would too, hold on for the ride, because getting through the movie, you're like, when you get to the conclusion, you're like, wow, that was an experience. Few
He did
people.
Black Swan too, right?
Black Swan, of course, is another one of his, I think, the probably most notable films of his career. Publicly notable films, even though I think all of his stand out in very specific ways on purpose.
Definitely.
But I'm sure you've seen Black Swan.
I need to. I've seen nothing.
No,
I told you. I
this is
know
great.
nothing.
Okay,
I know nothing.
It's
I've
totally
seen
fine. You said you enjoy films as a film goer. But
I enjoy
that's-
films theoretically.
What's the last film you watched, Lisa?
Oh man, I don't know.
What's the last movie
I
you
don't know
watched?
what even was. I don't know.
So you like a lot of
can't
shows,
remember.
right? And so like that's more the type of
Yeah, I
cinema
watch shows
that
mostly.
you
Yeah.
consume. I got you. Yeah, and that makes sense. That group they're not mutually exclusive. But there's sometimes there's people who only watch movies and don't watch shows, and vice versa. So, because it's like what we really want is a fix of storytelling, right? And people just they want them in the way that they enjoy it. There's people who only read books too, you know. I was talking to my aunt who is 60 something a couple of months ago, and I was talking to her about, you know, just what I thought was modern media, and she's like, you know what, I don't have time to keep up with that because there's just such a great amount of classical literature that I haven't read, and there's hundreds of years of it. And I was just like, I mean, fair, right? She's like, and they just keep adding more.
Yeah. Yes, no.
I'm like, yeah, there's a lot of ways to
Really
get
good
stories.
literature out there that's way better than television.
Yeah, well, I would give you, yeah, I mean, like, I don't know about way better as far as like this quality storytelling, because you can have novels that are absolute garbage too. You can have classic literature that's complete shit, but it's respected for other reasons. Yeah, no, that. But yeah, no, fair point, right? So people consume stories of all different sorts. Some people, I mean, you can even be like fashion magazines. Fashion magazines is just like the newest news, which is just like the up-to-date story of celebrity, whatever that is, royalty.
Fashion magazines? Really?
Yeah, well, fashion magazines. I'm sorry, I meant more like the tabloid magazines, where it's like, you know, just
gotcha.
keeping people up to date on. And fashion is another type of story too, because it's like if you're into, like the fabrics, the designs, the, you know, what's in this year and what's not. It is sort of an ongoing story as well, but that's not specifically what I meant. That was all to say. It's cool. I'd like that you like TV and consuming things that way. And
That's cool that you like TV.
just because I was nerding out about
Exactly
movies,
what I was thinking.
like doesn't
I
make
think
it
TV
greater. That's the only point that I was trying to get to. Like, yeah. So, like a Bobby Whitney story, you kind of have to, with me, get to the ending as well to understand even what the fuck I'm talking about. So that was probably the world's longest compliment. Be like, hey, don't worry, it's cool. Like, we all consume stories in a different way. So, like, did you miss it?
Yeah,
Because
I mean, that's my interpretation of things. Why I am not a big movie person is that like I appreciate the longer form storytelling of a TV show because then you have more space and more time to develop the characters. And
100%.
like whereas in a movie you keep it short, you have to keep it so short. And I don't know. That's just me though. And I know that like every time I tell people they're like, oh my god, yeah, they just one thing.
Nah, I wouldn't. That's
Great
what.
fortune pitchfork you because you haven't seen Reservoir Dogs or some shit. It's
Uh,
like why?
no, yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff around like films being needing to
Not a
be
fan of
respected as
those.
an artist because they're new and people didn't for a while, so people had to like push it hard. So it would
So,
be,
Lisa, I'm
please,
sorry to interrupt you,
Jack.
Skip.
Yeah, please.
So I like what you said about it being a longer form way of storytelling so that you can get involved with the characters. But recently, because of prestige TV and like the rise in production costs, television seasons have become much, much shorter. How
Yep.
do you feel about the new like formats where you can get like 29 episodes in a season, but you get more like 8?
Sorry, we don't get 20 what?
Like episodes in a season,
Yeah.
Okay.
like
Yeah. Yeah, so man, my undiagnosed ADHD is very very much not happy with that. Like that's like I have shows that I want to get through, but I'm just like, oh, I can't believe that each episode is like its own movie. Oh my god,
Right, yeah,
like, that's a lot
exactly.
harder for me. Just for me as a person, I'm like, I cannot hang out for this long, bestie. I just can't. And I very much want to. Like, I've been meaning to watch The Last of Us, and I really want to see that. But I'm just like, it's like every episode is like 90 minutes. Oh my god. So it's harder. It can be really helpful. Like having more time. I do. Like the whole idea of like a 23-minute model that was based on broadcasting very clearly. So yeah, I think that that's helpful in the long run that we can kind of play with it and just do whatever we want with the length. But yeah, there is that thing of like, well, what is an episode run now? What is an episode order now? And just like that's a whole other concept of, well, what does that look like now in the era of streaming? And so yeah, to me, it's really interesting that where that's going now. And like, there's some things that are good and some things that are bad. Like I really like that we are getting away, like television is getting away from having to appeal to like the Nielsen ratings of like like the general demographic, like hitting that 18 to 44 whatever. So we're getting more specific like demographics, and we're able to tell more diverse storytelling, more diverse characters. So that's good, and like that's in the long run, that's good. But then at the same time, it's just kind of this like content generation machine, and it's just kind of like I don't know. Like the one thing that I will say that like Futurama does does really well is like there's one like the first episode they really just shot at Hulu's whole scheme, and they just like really really look at it and parody it and just balls to the wall with it, and it's a little overkill, but it really works. Like it really really works.
Do you think so? If someone decided to try and release a television show that was purposely and like marketed itself to have like a admittedly lower production value, like it's going like they're warning you up front that the production value for the show is not going to match like HBO, Netflix, like prestige TV, but you're going to get more episodes. Like you're going to get like 20 episodes in the season. Would that appeal to you? Would you be interested in that, or?
I mean, I think so. I mean, it depends. It totally totally depends. Um, I think that I think that you can do a lot with. I mean, depending on the style of the show. So, like, if you're doing something with that will need like a bunch of special effects. Like you're doing storytelling where like, oh, all these people have like special shit. Like, okay, yeah, production value is gonna make a big difference. But like, if it's just really simple storytelling, like really simple character, like just characters on a set, and that's all you really need. It's a very simple setup. Then yeah, a lower production value actually could be good. could actually like improve and add to the storytelling value. Like I just think of like like the first Evil Dead movie, the very first Evil Dead movie that was like this brainchild thing of like
Right.
of no budget whatsoever, and it became really popular. So like there you go.
Or like the what was that movie? The Blair Witch Project.
There.
Like that
Also
movie had
fair.
a
Yes,
$35,000 budget. Like
right.
yeah. Anyway, sorry.
There's also
And
Doctor
and that is
Who.
where you and that is where you can make like if you know how to do it right, you can make a like the low budget media, you can make it work for you if you make it like part of the genre. Like and that's what Blair Witch Project was. It started off this whole fascination with like the mockumentary series, like the mockumentary thing of like, oh, it's supposed to be like a documentary thing, and like that came into its own like that Paranormal Activity, like that spawned its own genre, and like that was really cool. Like, hey, we're gonna do things this way because of our limitations, and then the limitations end up becoming part of it, and that worked.
Right.
So yeah, it totally depends.
Definitely. I think, sci-fi, is always going to be chasing the best special effects. So those shows are just kind of, they're going to now be limited. I mean, it's possible that AI could, make some, you know, work schedules like smaller, some production schedules smaller, and they'll making it so that there will be like the opportunity to have more episodes. But I don't think that'll be happening for a while, and I think quality will degrade because of that at first.
Yes.
So I think we're definitely kind of in a. I think we're finally entering a interim era with technology where technology is going to continue to advance, but it's not going to seem like it because the output isn't going to match what we've known for like since the 80s and 90s, like onward, like it's just not
Yeah.
gonna be that apparent. So, but I watch a lot of movies and a lot of television, and I definitely think that we're in like one of the best eras for both, but it has to be for what you're looking for. I just watched that new Netflix movie, A House of Dynamite. Has anybody seen that?
No, how is it?
No.
Never even
It's
heard
getting
of
a
it.
lot. Yeah, it's getting a lot of buzz right now. It has Idris Elba playing Black President, Rebecca Ferguson from the Mission Impossible movies. Um,
Oh, that's right. I have been
uh,
seeing promotions for this. Yeah.
yeah, the guy that was in the guy
She's
that played
also.
Moriarty in the Robert Downey Jr. Sherlock Holmes movies is also in it. Jared something, I can't remember what his name is. But anyway, that movie, got a lot of buzz, and people are talking about it right now. But they're talking about how it's like a prestige Netflix flick, but it's not that great. Um, I wish someone had seen it because I would love to talk to people about it. I'm still digesting it, but it was interesting. It was a Catherine Bigelow film too, of Zero Dark 30 fame, or The Hurt Locker.
Hmm.
I think it's The Hurt Locker actually. Catherine Bigelow.
That's interesting.
So who
Yeah.
hurt the locker?
Um,
Why is the locker hurt?
that is actually the big mystery. It's a story about
Well, both,
bullying. Yeah,
both.
in school bullying, and how like it doesn't just affect the kids who are there, but it's a short animated film about how the locker got hurt also, and how no one thinks about the feelings of the locker who gets banged
It's
into
about the locker
year
having
after
its
year.
door slammed,
Yep.
having stuff stuck all inside of it,
Right.
little pictures and
It's
post-it
it's
notes and
it's
stuff.
searched for drugs on a regular basis. It never consented to that.
Yeah,
It's a
having
violation.
little nerds
Yeah,
stuffed into it.
right.
Come
It's
on.
a violation of that locker's rights, and so it's no wonder that the locker is hurt.
Yeah, it
Um,
has combinated relationships.
no, so Aaron, it's like a mid-tier joke for you, unfortunately. It's like you need to, because of that, you need to go out and have kids, like right now, so that that joke can come up.
Yeah,
You know
all
what?
the dad jokes and none of the children.
Just procreate. That's the whole. There's
You and me ain't nothing but mammals, so let's procreate.
Netflix and be fruitful.
yeah.
This podcast brought to you by Dadgum. Don't dream in your jeans.
Don't. Wow. That actually sounds like an anti ad. Don't cream
Yeah,
in
it
your
does.
jeans. Yeah. So where I'm at further south, there actually have to be billboards up that say it's your daughter, not a date. Don't cream in your jeans. I'm not joking. I wish I was. Sometimes
This is
you
going in a
see
weird direction.
it driving through Alabama. Yeah, I'll be like, wow, that had to be said on a public service announcement. Somebody's paying for that sign because it's a big problem. Yeah, Jack, your face was so classic. You were like living my face as I saw it. Just the sheer like, oh my God, wow,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah, this will do that to you. I mean, that was my face when I was reading the Bible for the first time.
Right, where you're like, God damn, there's love in this book.
Yeah, when Moses's turn in the Bible. I mean, he had some of the best books of the Bible, let me tell you. But yeah, when he was handing out shit from God.
Oh yeah.
One of the things was like, don't fuck your family.
There's a whole big
Damn!
section. He's like, oh yeah, and in case you want to try to figure out the specifics, I'm talking about.
Yeah.
He starts listing off everybody who could be in the family: the sister of your dad, the brother of your dad, right? Like, yeah, the daughter of your dad's
Oh,
son.
fuck
Yeah,
them.
no, yeah, like they're like, we gotta be real explicit because
my
apparently
own
they're having some
grandpa.
problems out in the middle of the desert that need to be discussed. Yeah. There's no,
Right.
he's not putting these laws out for no reason. He's like, God
Yeah.
told me, because God damn it, and he does. He really does. I'm going back to my tent to talk to God. Putting him down on a scroll and whatnot.
Yeah, humanity is just, we've had to be told for a long time not to partake in it. It is a sad thing, but they had their Game of Thrones back then too. I'm sure they had people that were just like, you know what? Did you know that this brother and sister were fucking? What do you think of that? Yeah, and weak minds probably like, oh yeah, I need companionship.
Right. Yeah.
Had to have Moses come along and be like, no, don't do that.
Listen,
No.
guys, don't listen.
That's a
But we
rule
have
from
so much in
God.
common.
It's a rule from God. Don't do that.
Yeah, that's how common. That's how common. He's like, yeah, a rule from God though, but a rule from God. Thankfully, humans have been continuing to get better. It's only taken us thousands of years, but
Have they?
well, I mean, it's less common than it was. Like right now, we look at that and discuss, whereas it had to be put down in the law before, and now it's only in Alabama. So, right, like,
Lisa's like, why are we talking about what the fuck?
Yeah, I checked out.
I am so sorry, Lisa, for the random turn this conversation has taken. It's like a horror movie or a horror television show. It's the wrong turn.
I tried to talk about television, but
Right.
we didn't keep talking
So
about
bad,
television shows.
so bad. So Lisa, what is a show then that you would pitch if you're like, hey, this would be perfect. Here's the perfect casting. Here's the setup. Here's the concept.
Like if I had no budget specifically.
Well, no. If you were like, hey, okay, someone's like, Netflix. They're like, Lisa Green, we've been seeing your stand-up. We think it's fantastic. We want to do the show that you want to do. What's the show?
Honestly, what I would do is I would do like a sitcom about like kinky queer polyamorous and just let that roll. And it could be a dating show. I don't care. I don't care. We could just have fun. But no, I would probably want to script it and just be like, let's see all the shenanigans that you can get up to when you have a group of friends. Like, it's basically every other sitcom about friends, only like we acknowledge that they're all like dating and each other and just let it ride. And that's it. It's one step above what all of these other sitcoms are already doing.
Right. I like it. I think that the patriarchy has been trying to put you down, and so most of what you said was
Oh
chopped
yeah.
up.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, it does that.
the
No,
the
it's fine.
the CIA was like, you know what? Nah, this pitch, we won't even let it fly. But what
Well,
I think
patriarchy's
I
off their
hear,
We
skin then.
cannot let the world know about this pitch.
but what I think I heard you saying was that it's a Friends show, right? No, the regular sitcom setup of Friends, but they're a polycule. Um,
Yeah, friends, but a
yeah,
polycule. Also,
yeah,
BDSM is involved. Also,
right.
they're all gay. That's about it.
Everybody's
You can have
gay,
fun just from that.
Nobody's
right? Like,
And the
pansexual?
yeah.
and the concept is none of them can make their D&D games. Here's the reason I couldn't make the D&D game this time, guys.
I got stuck watching Rent.
Uh,
So
That's the asexual response. Just like, oh, I was watching Rent again. It went
the
long.
the setup is always someone has showed up to the D&D game, uh, and is at the table waiting for the other ones to show up. And we're watching all the actions of happening as they're trying to get to the D&D game. Um, like that's kind of like you're kind of like running, I don't know, device for the show.
Yeah, like instead of Friends always begins in the Central Perk, or
Yeah,
like How
yeah,
I Met Your Mother always
exactly.
begins in the bar.
Yeah.
It's at the D&D table.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, and how they're never there because like
You're never there,
they
and it's
can't
just
all
like,
be there
guys,
because then
I just had the weirdest thing happen to me.
because the hijinks.
Just the hijinks, yes.
Yeah. So I mean, I kind of the show would be fun if it was called the hijinks, but with an X at the end.
If this
Maybe
pitch comes out, I want all the money, Netflix, all of the money.
right.
You know
All
where
the
to find me.
yeah. And we can
I demand
absolutely
all of your
write the
money.
show. I mean, we have a calculator to do it, and it can be done 100%. Um, they're all gay. There's bondage, a polycule, D&D. I mean, it's got the makings. It's got the makings of every. We just need one who's particularly a furry, and I think that we've got
Yes.
it. I think we've got all the demographics. The internet
Yes,
Tumblr
that.
demographics.
The internet Tumblr
I
demographic.
think specifically was where the show, like, we know who our fan base is, and yes, we will pander to you. So
It needs to be a word that's supposed to have an E in it next to an R, but then you remove the E.
girl, you just went way deep, Lord. I'm not even sure.
Deep lore.
Um, yes, but those things. What I mean to say is that we will have experts on staff who speak the language, much like the Minecraft people did.
Did they have Minecraft experts, really?
I will imagine that they did, although I have a feeling that the game company was probably volunteering them and making sure that they had, the content was fitting whatever the lore was and shapes and colors and all that. So yeah, I imagine it was built into the cost. It was speculative on my part only because it looks so much like, it looks like the game. Damn, dude, Jack, you really made her look like badass in
Yep.
her doctor's outfit.
Man, look at that doctor coat that doctors wear.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I I was imagining
That
her
is,
in like,
no doctor's ever worn a coat like that, but I
no,
wanted,
no.
yeah, I wanted there to be some flowiness.
She's definitely got
Yeah.
like some, yeah, she's still cool. And most of her knowledge is performative anyway. Um, like she has like passing knowledge of a lot of things, and she's turned that into like a general collection of knowledge. Um, so it would make sense that she's wearing a doctor's uniform that is more like, an outfit than it is actually like going to surgery.
Who was your character in your last D&D game, Lisa?
Oh geez, I have not been able to get a D&D game going for like way too long. It has been like years at this point.
And this is the
And
joke.
honestly, I don't remember. Oh no, that is the joke. Is that you can never get a fully even when you're dating a bunch of people and you're all a polycule and you're all hanging out anyway and
You
you're all
could.
around the kitchen table polyamory, you still can't get the D&D group together. It just doesn't happen. No, so I always end up like wanting to play a tiefling and then somebody else is already playing a tiefling, so I play an
Oh.
elf because nobody else is playing an elf.
Why can't there be two tieflings?
I don't know, because like tiefling rogue is already such a thing, that's such a stereotype, and I want to play the rogue, okay?
Well, why don't you have all like a whole gang of tiefling rogues if you all want to play that way? I mean, like there's
See, that would be cool.
D&D. It's like not like you can't. Y'all can play the exact same character if you wanted to. It's not like a limited number of characters that can exist.
Oh, that's not fun though.
You could though. I mean, you could have a full raids barbarian party that's all Chads. I would play that campaign. It would be fun as fuck. It would
All
be
Chad, all the
so
time.
fucking
All
stupid,
Chads.
and we'd just be chatting around every like civilization. I mean, Aaron would be playing. He'd be like a bro Chad. You know, like I would be, you know, like a full meathead Chad. Lisa, what kind of Chad would you be if we're gonna be barbarian Chads?
I would be like a sensitive Chad. He's in touch with his feminine side.
He's gonna
He cries sometimes, but only at Patrick Swayze movies.
Yeah, like he's like, yeah, I'm not crying, you're crying, and he picks up the couch
This
to
hurts
wipe
me
his
more than
eyes.
it hurts you.
Yeah, Jack, what kind of type of Chad would you be if you're a barbarian Chad?
Well, I wouldn't be a barbarian Chad.
Oh,
I would
okay.
be a rogue Chad.
Okay, gotcha.
I would be a
Okay, I
rogue
gotcha.
Chad.
So you would be.
I would be a ruthless, like backstabbing, like you know, angry Chad.
You're the one. Yeah, I got you.
I would be
So
a
he
sorcerer
doesn't.
Chad.
He's like, you see these like this squad of dudes roll down the street, and there's one like average sized guy who's like standing next to them that looks like a manlet, right? And he's the one who does all the thieving, and like he's kind of like, "What, you want to fight? You want to fight right now?" And he's like just kicking ass because he has to put up with those Chad brothers all the time who are barbarians. So he can hold his own against them. So like average sized people should have something to fear.
It's
See,
like
I would
throw
play
a
the fuck out
fire
of this
scrotum
campaign.
at him. It's like it's a fireball, dude. It's like, no, man, it's like a fire scrotum. Like you can see the hair. It's like right there. It's totally a scrotum, dude.
Fire scrotum.
Total scrub. Total scrub.
So scrot, man.
Scrotes. Grab the fire by the scrotes.
Scroach
Chad
the goats.
So that's awesome. I know. Yeah, you said that you wanted to do like a vampire campaign, if I remember correctly. Is that
Oh
right?
yeah, yeah. I'm still working on getting that off the ground. So
That would be-
I have found a bunch of people that want to do vampire, and I don't have to SC this time, and that's like, wow, that never happens, you know. So haven't heard anything yet on that front, but maybe that will happen soon. Maybe, I don't know. Like tabletop gaming groups are weird. They're always weird.
It's difficult in this day and age. Yeah, we have
In this day and age.
access to way too much stuff, and transportation. So, tabletop gaming, became big. 60s and 70s made sense. People were in the same locations. Wasn't a lot of media to consume their attention. So that would be a good time to pull out dice and start hallucinating together.
Yay!
But
I'm gonna bring some crystal. We're gonna hallucinate together.
Right.
Like, what did you think I meant? I meant like I have D20s, dude.
right, yeah, exactly. We be tripping on down
We
the
be
road.
tripping.
Yeah, to go rob some people.
We be tripping on some kobolds, man. Because they're small.
they do be small, those kobolds. But yeah, so yeah, I mean, I think it has to evolve, is what I was kind of getting at. Like, I don't know if tabletop can exist in the same format that it has, only because of where we are in history now. And it's such a cool idea, and I love getting together, but like, in order to do campaigns, you really have to be like dedicated to that in a way that a lot of us just can't be.
For real.
Sad thing.
Yeah,
So
no, and
that's
I
why,
think like if anything, I think that the AI boom is gonna help tabletop, like not hurt it.
yeah,
But
thoughts.
I don't know. It remains to be seen. If like that's like the one area where I'm just like, why has AI not taken this over? Like out of all the things it's taken over, why is it not here yet? I don't know.
Because it
That's
still sucks.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean, that's not me saying that it's always going to suck or that it has no utility. I mean, it literally like doesn't do a lot of the shit that it says that people say that it can do right now.
yeah,
I mean,
right. No, it's very much in its infancy. Uh,
yeah.
yeah, and it can tell like some models can tell generative stories, but not to the degree that you have to think on your feet for in DM. But you know those models always build tenfold, hundredfold. So when we see that it takes the next big jump, it might be possible. Um, but yeah, this one I'm excited for also. I can see that being a very fun because then you guys can game at any time, right? The game is set up. There's a world there. It feels rich and populated.
yeah. Yeah, and it makes it like easier. Like I don't know. I've played with ChatGPT like for helping me try to generate storylines. I just ask it questions sometimes, just like, hey, how would you do this thing in World of Darkness? How would you do that? And like seeing what it says, and it tends to go towards like the same like four clans, which is
Hmm.
funny. Of like archetypes and vampires, which is very interesting. But I'm like, yeah, that's about right for AI though. It's not going to do something creative. It's going to stick to the same.
Well, it's looking at averages, the most likely to be the satisfying response. And so,
Yeah,
yeah, it's looking for the most average. That's what we got to recognize that artificial intelligence is good for, right? Like, if you want to know what the most average response is, look at a large language model. If you want creativity, go to people because we're pretty much rife with it.
yeah. Yeah, and I don't know. I hope we're gonna get to a place where it's not like that anymore. But who knows?
Yeah, I mean, likely it's going to keep continuing and pick up, unless we all run out of power or nuclearly explode ourselves or whatever the bright future holds.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, so we're kind of getting into the wrap up of the show here. We have a few more minutes, I think like 15 or so minutes left. Is
Yeah,
um, So, I mean, we're moving into the topic of AI. For you, I imagine that's not something you're too concerned with, as it's not going to become like a teacher, right? Where you're at, the whole experience that you're doing is a very human one.
it is very human, but unfortunately, no, it's actually very threatened by AI because now the problem it's not so much like, oh, are all teachers going to go away because of AI? Like, well, probably not necessarily. They're trying to find ways to replace teachers with AI because of course they are. But there still very much is a distrust of AI as a teacher. Like there's very much the data of like students still prefer having human teachers. They don't like knowing that teachers are using AI to help give them assistance. They don't mind them using AI to help with students, but
That's
they
their
don't.
job. That's their job to
Yeah,
say. It's
exactly.
not the
That's
Right,
teacher.
right.
literally that's how it is. So no, there's still very much his value. It's just a matter of like, okay, is what I'm teaching still going to be valuable? And that is the problem. So like, you know, like looking at it like, okay, if I'm teaching students how to write papers and the AI can just do that, what value is there to actually learning how to do the thing? Well, not much, especially with, it was already a bit of a tricky industry from the get go. And it's like, I have these students from other, like certain majors or like certain programs, they'll just be like, well, why do I need this? I'm never going to use this. Like, I'm never going to write anything. I don't write, like, and I can try to argue, like, oh, you're writing things all the time. You're writing emails all the time, whatever. But, like,
Right.
there are certain industries where that's, the value is not there. And, the data shows that, like, the actual data that we have, going back for quite a while, shows that, like, students need to be invested. They need to be invested in the learning. They need to see it as some sort of, like, probable outcome for themselves. Like there has to be something meaningful for them. There has to be something meaningful in the learning in order for them to actually learn anything, which is kind of a no shit science thing. But also like what we were saying of like
Right.
if you don't invest in your own learning, if you don't have a reason, like a personal motivation to learn the thing, it's not going to be something that you really care about. And so if people don't have that, they're just like, well, whatever, I can get AI to do it, like, yeah, no, they're not going to want to learn anything. They're not going to stay in that class, and it's just going to, become obsolete after all. So it's a real thing that could happen, but at the same time, there's also, we could also adapt. And that's the way I try to look at it, the optimistic light of like, well, let's adapt. Let's, instead of focusing on teaching you how to write 1,000 papers, let's focus instead on how to be information literate, how to navigate this shit, how to navigate, manufacturing the prompts, how to tell like an AI source from a human generated source, how to look for these things, how to, like we already are kind of doing that with a lot of stuff of like, okay, information literacy, let's be able to tell the fake news from the real news, let's be able to discern what sources have bias, and that's a whole thing. That's its own whole system. So there is a larger, broader concept of teaching literacy topics and going with that, but are we going to stay there? I don't know. And like circling all the way back to where we started at the beginning, where I was just talking about like this kind of fabricated garden type space, like of the college experience, like that is a problem that I run into a lot. I'm just kind of like my big brain time thoughts about what I do is just like, what sense does it make to be giving a bunch of, like what the data shows is like we're giving students a bunch of writing assignments where they're just writing to the teacher, they're just doing this performative, like you give the information to me and I regurgitate it, and we're not giving them like the real world applications. We're not giving them like things that emulate what they're going to find out there in the quote unquote real world. And it's just like, what the fuck? If we only have like a very small percentage of writing assignments that are actually geared towards the actual situations they'll find out there in the world outside of college, then it's like, well, what do we do? And so that's where I already have been for a while. Is like clearly there needs to be a shift towards like, okay, this needs to be more preparation for real life jobs, and that's where we're going to be happy. That's where you guys are going to learn the best. It's just stuff that applies to you, not some broader aspect of, oh, well, learn my language. It's no, I need to learn all of yours. I need to learn all the things that you speak and then translate it to him. That's charter task. No charter task, but a lot more to it. So in the long, very, very long explanation made shorter is to say, I think AI is very much a threat to what I do in my industry and what I would like to do. But could we possibly adapt to it? Could that end up being a very valuable thing anyway? I think so. Like, I think there is still a case to be made of this. These skills could end up becoming extremely valuable. All the things that I have learned in college, all the things that I try to teach, that could end up becoming a very big thing. And it's just a matter of, okay, maybe we just need to shift. But where we're going to go with that, I don't know. I don't know what things are going to. I don't like. We're at an enrollment cliff right now, where things are just like I'm not sure how much longer certain colleges are going to last. We're seeing certain ones close. So it's just like, how much longer are we going to have these institutions? How? It's really hard. It's really hard.
That is not something that I thought that I would hear as a person growing up in the 90s. It seemed like colleges were everywhere. And that's not a bad thing. It just seemed like it was pretty prevalent. It was expected people were going to be going for higher education, and the fact that it's dropping off because people are not finding it valuable says something. Because there's a lot to learn, and you're not getting it in the grades through high school. That's just your beginning steps. You're getting no like specific knowledge. And I say that as a person who has dropped out, but has still continued to study. The reason I did, of course, was the same reason. So this is not new. This was back 20 years when I was studying. I was in college also. Was this idea, that it was just busy work. It wasn't the actual work that we were going to be doing in the field. It was just to kind of like practice like ideas without any repercussions. And so going out and learning the things that I wanted to learn and applying those things myself is where I got my greatest knowledge. So it's cool that you say that that's the thing that you want to do with like the goal of like some of the teaching is like, well, how do you acquire knowledge and how do you put it together into the ways that you want to? Um, so, good point. Everything I suppose has to evolve, right? Um,
Yeah, and
Doesn't
that's
have
it's
to,
very
but
true. Like, I mean, that's true of anything, and also true of a whole. I mean, that's true of everything. Like every field in that's being taught in college has had to go through a lot of different stages. And that's true of all things. Of like, well, we started at this level of understanding, and then we expanded it to this thing, and then this thing, and now this is what we're teaching. But and the whole field is actually not like the whole field of education is not even that old. Like that's what you have to remember is like we've only been doing this very structured educational system for so many years, like not even that long. It's very baby. And
yeah,
so is that
two,
going
three
to
hundred years, I
persist? Is
think.
that going to last? I don't know. I have no idea.
Yeah. Right. That's fair. Um, Jack, you had some thoughts as well.
well, I mean, I just, some things they don't evolve; they get subsumed into other things, which I guess is a kind of evolution, but it's not really an evolution of the thing. It's like it's either turned into um, like a defunct thing, or the useful things from it get subsumed into some other discipline. This has happened to a lot of sciences over the years. And, when it comes to AI, I mean, AI definitely is a threat, especially with, the idiots in charge of companies and stuff right now that think they can get rid of human beings and replace them with AI.
Right.
But the thing that I've been hearing about AI the most is that in like 10 or 15 years, it's going to run out of things to train on.
Yeah,
Like, it's
exactly.
not going to have
And
any
then it
new
will
things.
become the master.
No,
Well,
it won't.
no, it won't. It
It'll
won't.
just
It just
start eating its own garbage,
yeah.
and there won't be any real progress from AI in terms of like making things that can truly emulate what the real creative human beings are doing, because it's just going to be feeding off of itself. It will have eaten everything, and it'll start eating its own like regurgitated garbage.
And we're already
And
seeing that.
what's that?
And
They're
we're
already
already
saying that? I
and
mean,
we're
yeah,
and
yeah.
we're already beginning to see that. Um, that's what we're
Which means we
saying.
will need human beings to know how to write papers. We will need human
Right.
beings that will need to know how to write, like I don't know, like a philosophical treatise, or draw a picture or build a car, or I don't know, just like design a car. Just like have original thoughts. I mean, I'm not saying an AI can't ever have original thought, but we haven't seen anything that comes even close
Well,
to an AI having an original creative thought.
right.
And once it starts eating its own garbage, and we no longer are able to really like match it to what human beings who have true creative inspiration are doing, I think that's when we'll see that. I mean, obviously, people are going to need to know they're going to need to know the fundamental things of how to like do like approach creative tasks to make any kind of innovation whatsoever, or like just like I don't know, like give us something that speaks to what people are currently going through. Because again, like if people are only using AI to try to like talk about current events, and the AI is just regurgitating garbage from past events, and uh, ways of thinking, ways of perspectives on past events, and not the things that are happening now, it's just going to be useless garbage. So, I mean, I think another thing that we should be teaching kids now is that these things are still useful. You can't just keep giving AI the task to do these things like write something creative, because it's not going to be able to do it forever. I mean, yeah, it can do it now because it's mimicking things that we're still like, it's still in the zeitgeist. It's like still relatable and relates to the now, but soon it won't even be able to relate to the now. It'll only be able to relate to the junk of the past. And yeah, like that is also what human beings do, but human beings also have verve to be able to, I don't know, like human beings can dream. Like I was listening to some story about a guy who was like a mathematician. He was like one of the most forward-thinking mathematicians of the 20th century, and what he did to like solve theorems sometimes, or like have a new approach on a math equation, was to dream, was to like try to just like lucidly dream about it. And he said that he saw math equations that like nobody had ever seen before, um, in a dream, and it's like, is an
Jack,
AI
that's so
going to do that?
well. That's so
I
funny
don't
that you
know.
were saying that. The thought that I was having, and this is again, this is skewed from the telepathy tapes. I hope you guys will all listen to it because it's interesting. But that's the idea that they support in that is that the human minds are connected to something in the ether, and that's what makes our consciousness. Like consciousness is very foundational. Um, Again, if you're a skeptic, and Jack, I know that you are a skeptic. I would encourage you to listen to it because it's interesting how much it's like I went into it being like, yeah, right, and then I'm like skeptically listening to it. I'm like, that's a lot of facts that they're putting together very logically. I need to look into it more. Um, but anyway, but that's the idea. Like an AI is never going to be able to do that because it's not wired. You'd have to wire it to connect to the universe. And that's not something that a computer is ever going to be designed to do. And that's what we do when
Well,
we take creative leaps is we pull from something that
yeah.
is deep within our subconscious, a place that we go to in our dreams. And that's why I was tying that in. Of course, he's saying math equations in his dreams. He's connecting to the everything at that time.
Well, I mean, and it's also about just the unknown. Just like the idea that, that there's like some kind of utility in having an algorithm that we know everything about, that is going to give us the answer that we want, or some kind of answer that we want, versus like a person that can give us something that we didn't know that we wanted. I mean, it's
Right.
just like thinking about the utility of things, you know what I'm saying? And like right now, there's this like real prevailing attitude that there's no utility in a person having like taking time to like create something that hasn't been done or hasn't been seen before, and that there's more utility in being able to do something that's like, I don't know, based on an algorithm and a schema of like what's worked before. And I mean, that does have utility, but it doesn't. It's not. I don't know. It's just like it's weird to hear it being talked about like it like negates like true
Hey,
creative thought that takes time and discipline and understanding. And I don't know. And sorry, Aaron, but
oh, at a certain point, couldn't AI just hire humans as a
they
farm?
already are. No, you're joking, but they already are. Did
There,
anybody
yeah.
see this thing about this AI powered like Autobot that you can buy for $20,000? It was on the Colbert Report yesterday, or not Colbert Report, but late show with Stephen Colbert. Um, there's like a $20,000 bot that you can buy that's supposed to be able to like cook food for you and like do simple chores and like stuff like that. And really, what's happening with the real like amazing like reveal behind it is that there are teams of people behind each one of these things, like connecting to it through cameras and sensors that are helping it do its shit. It's not doing it on its own. And it's like,
That's
we're hiring
fantastic.
people to make AI seem like it's smarter than it is. What the fuck are we doing, man?
Right,
Like,
right.
anyway.
The thing is that it's always come back, and not to mention that the AI was fed through human labor at cheap costs, the outsourced to countries that they could pay cents per day. So what we're looking at is the magnificence of human ingenuity, and nothing more magical than that. I mean, that is pretty magical. Unfortunately, we're out of time for this episode. Lisa, thank you so much for being here with us tonight and talking
Thank you.
with us. I know that in your busy schedule, this is a late night for you, so thank
Yeah.
you thank you for doing that with us. You have classes tomorrow, I imagine.
Oh yeah. But no,
Yeah.
thank you for having me on. Thanks for having this wonderful. We've gone in like so many different directions tonight.
This has
It's
been
very
a
Yeah.
pretty
interesting.
wild conversation for
This has
sure.
been a very wild conversation.
I'm glad that you were able to be a part of it. Um, we will work around your schedule, but let's not make it so long before we catch up with you again.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
we can talk because I always enjoy our conversations. Here on this Cox and Spakes behind the scenes podcast, Drawing with Jack. with Jack Haynes. Of course, you can catch at twitch.tv/Kopasu to catch his live streams of video games throughout the week. You can go and check out Aaron Cosbeil at professorofcomedy.com to see his times and shows. And Lisa, do you have some socials that you want to promote here at the end of the show?
Lisa Green Comedy on Instagram, or you can catch me at Deepaton Comedy on Facebook or Instagram. That's usually where I'm posting things about the shows that I'm producing, which is usually just an open mic. Everything about me is at my Instagram.
There you go. Go check those out because she is posting all the time, so you can catch up with the shows that are going on that she has going on, and the other people she's promoting as well. So, again, Lisa, thank you so much for taking the time to hang out with us on the show. It has been a blast. Guys, I am Skip Mrazzi, your host and friend for the evening, and this is us saying good night. So, good night.
Good night.
Good night.